And Damien is here now with our first look at sports. Good evening, best man.
Very good evening to you, Lisa. Of course, we start with that news we were telling about earlier. All-rounder Andre Russell, well, he's been ruled out of the three-match Sandals T20 International Series against England starting tomorrow. Now, Russell did not take part in either the fourth or fifth one-day internationals against England last week in Grenada and St. Lucia as expected. Now, an official statement from CWI revealed that Russell is suffering from an adverse reaction to a medical procedure done in Dubai before returning to the Caribbean last week. Now, the two-time world T20 champions have therefore named a squad without Russell, which also has Jason Holder as skipper for the series. Now, Chairman of Selectors Courtney Brown said the aim is to give as much exposure as possible to hopefuls for the ICC Cricket World Cup 2019 schedule for England and Wales in a bid to continue planning towards the marquee event. Now, Holder therefore will lead the squad for this series only, while Carlos Brathwaite will resume his captaincy duties afterwards. The full team reads: Jason Holder as captain, Fabian Allen, Devendra Bishu, Carlos Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, John Campbell, Sheldon Cottrell, Chris Gill, Shimron Hetmar, Shea Hope, Ashley Nurse, Nicholas Pooran and O'Shane Thomas. Well, after the drawn one-day series, the West Indies now turn their attention to that three-match T20 series. They're all day-night fixtures and the Windies are favourites among the pundits to do well.
World T20 holders against the finalists.
The most sought-after T20 players are from the Caribbean. And when you put them together in a single squad, there's the automatic assumption that the Windies are invincible.
Well, hopefully we take the same sort of positive play that we've shown over the last 5 or 6 weeks into this. Guys are full of confidence. I think really looking to dominate in a format that we've been very strong in over the last few years, and as I say, carry on the good form of the last few weeks.
Their opponents, England, have already tasted the wrath of the format's most explosive player in Chris Gill. But his inclusion is only one slice of the pie. The Windies have the services of talented youngster Nicholas Pooran after he featured in only just one of the ODI matches. At just 23 years old, the left-handed batsman has excelled in this particular format of the game, playing franchise cricket across the globe. He's a fresh face in the maroon colours, having only played 8 matches and a high score of 53, not out. So he has a long and promising future ahead of him. Meanwhile, England have decided to rest some of their key players at the end of this long tour, with Ben Stokes and Josh Butler missing out, as they will shortly be playing in the Indian Premier League, and the selectors have decided to give them a break prior to that. The likes of Joe Denley, David Willey, Chris Jordan and Sam Billings are expected to come into the side, but the team does look to be a little light on firepower in terms of the batting. Owen Morgan's side have won 5 and lost 4 of their 9 series since reaching the final of the 2016 World T20 tournament. The West Indies, meanwhile, have played 12 series since beating England in that final, winning just 6 of them, but will hope to pick up where they left off in the 5th one-day international. Now, that first T20 between West Indies and England at the Darren Sammy Stadium is set for 4 p.m. Live coverage right here on CBC TV8. Well, with Chris Gayle still seemingly toying with the idea of retirement after this year's ICC World Cup, the big question is, should he hang up his gloves or not? Giving us their 2 cents on the matter are John Colthurst and Paul Innes, who have 2 contrasting views.
I think Chris, and I remember Clive Lloyd, got better as he got older. I think Chris is like fine wine. He gets better as he's getting older. And he has had a checkered career, and I think he should keep on playing as long as he feels like he feels fit and he's able to. I think Chris should keep on going. He's a run machine, as we see. And at the World Cup, I hope that he does just as good as he's doing now, even better, and can help us bring home the trophy. But no, I don't think he should just retire like that after the World Cup. He can play for as long as he's making runs.
Growing up, throughout the years, I've watched Chris done some amazing things in the West Indies team. And to this point, I mean, he has some ups and downs. And honestly speaking, I probably think he should retire. Maybe not holistically away from it, maybe still as a consultant for the young upcoming players and stuff like that. But I think he should retire and concentrate more on the T20 format, the more relaxed, more short game, which will probably benefit him at his age.
Interesting views. Well, Amber Joseph, she continues to fly the Barbados flag high at the 2019 UCI Track Cycling World Championships in Poland. Joseph finished a creditable 11th place today in the final of the women's points race, which saw riders do battle for 100 laps. Joseph had no lap points, but she totaled 7 sprint points to finish mid-pack in a field of 22 cyclists. The winner was Alexandra Manley of Australia with 29 points. Second was Lydia Boylan of Ireland with 28. And third, Christian Wild of Netherlands with 26. Now, Joseph was the only Caribbean competitor in the points race final. Here's a recap of the final laps.
It's all to play for in the final moments of this women's point race final. 2 laps to go. Kirsty Wild comes to the front. If she wants a medal here, she has to get significant points in this final run to the line. Kirsty Wild on the front. Campoglieri of Italy in second place. Manley of Australia and Evans of Great Britain are challenging as well. But look out for the riders approaching onwards. Lydia Boylan of Ireland is getting up there as well. But Kirsty Wild is going to get maximum points on the line. Campoglieri will get second. Third place will go to Australia. And fourth for Amber Joseph of Barbados.
With a charge that various territorial cricket boards have not given Cricket West Indies presidential hopeful Ricky Skerritt an opportunity to canvass their members, the challenger has set about on a new strategy. Skerritt and his running mate Dr. Kishore Shallow will be hosting an introductory media conference call on Wednesday in Jamaica. The aim is to briefly cover their 10-point manifesto and to entertain a 30-minute Q&A afterwards. Then next Monday, the pair will take part in a discussion forum on West Indies cricket at the UWI Cahill facility of sport. At that time, Skerritt and Dr. Shallow will also present their manifesto to members of the Barbados Cricket Association and other stakeholders. Now, with CWI elections slated for March 24th, there was also a recent opportunity for incumbent Dave Cameron to defend his 6-year tenure. He was the guest speaker at a special dinner hosted by the Rotarians at the Hilton Hotel recently, and he was in a tell-it-all mood. CBC's Amory Burke has the details.
Dave Cameron has reflected on his 6-year term as president of Cricket West Indies as a success in a number of areas, but none more important than the growth of the business of cricket in the region.
There are 177 professional cricketers in the West Indies. So we've moved from 15 in 5 years to 177, and it's a big part of what you're seeing out on the field today. We created 6 franchises. We doubled the amount of cricket that was played 4-day home and away, and we increased the number of one-day matches. The PCL opened up an opportunity for the professionalization of West Indies cricket. So today, we have at least seven chief executive officers of cricket across the region. We have 7 marketing officers across the region. We have at least 14 cricket coaches in the 6 franchises and at Cricket West Indies, at least minimum level 2. Strength and conditioning coaches, physiotherapists, curators. People have been wondering, why is it that the pitches suddenly look differently and why are we playing differently? Well, we now have a head curator assigned to West Indies cricket, and we now have upskilled all the curators across the region, and we continue to do that.
With much tension in previous years between CWI and the West Indies Players Association, WIPA, for Cameron there is nothing sweeter than knowing that there is now a good rapport between the 2 entities.
Our relationship with WIPA has never been better, and I need to quantify it for you. Prior to 2013, we spent an average annual $1.6 million in legal fees because of our arguments with our Players Association. Today, we spend less than $300,000 in legal fees in totality for the organization. And I just want to publicly say how grateful we are for that relationship with WIPA. And with that, we've collaborated to create the West Indies Retired Players Foundation. So we're now dealing from the cradle to the grave.
And not to be left out was the development of the women's game, the implementation of equitable pay for female players and full developmental programs have paid positive dividends.
We've sought to increase the number of ladies and retainers. We've sought to increase their earnings. And what we've done is we have them living in Antigua on blocks of time together. We're able to focus on their own development.
In looking to the future, Cameron has alluded to the development of the Windies brand, likened to that of the Proteas of South Africa and the New Zealand Black Caps. There's also a major move to ensure the sustainability of the game in the region for years to come, and it starts with a grassroots program.
We've asked the Right Honourable Professor Owen Arthur to be the chairman, and he's gladly accepted that role to be the chairman of our Windies Foundation. And the Windies Foundation's purpose will be to target our grassroots. So we now have the kiddie cricket program, all of that will be within that program. Schools cricket, club cricket will be all part of the Windies Foundation under the chairmanship of Professor the Honourable Arthur.
Cameron will be again contesting presidency of Cricket West Indies when elections are scheduled to be held on March 24th in Jamaica. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Well, thanks, Anne-Marie. After a disappointing first innings batting performance in the defeat to the Ghana Jaguars at Providence Stadium over the weekend, the Barbados Prize selectors have made 4 changes to the squad named for round 10 against host Jamaica Scorpions. The Windies Test players Craig Bathwaite, Roston Chase and Shane Dorrich, along with fast bowler Chimar Holder, are in, while Rashidi Boucher, Chaim Holder, Aaron Jones and Nicholas Curtin are out. The full squad for the Sabina Park encounter from March 7th to 10th reads: Shamar Brooks, captain; Craig Bathwaite, Jonathan Carter, Roston Chase, Miguel Cummins, Dorrich, Keon Hardin, Chimar Holder, Marquino Minley, Shane Mosley, Shamar Springer, Tevin Walcott and Jomel Warrican. And 2 of this island's senior national taekwondo athletes, Askia Aline and Nilon Light, are currently in Santo Domingo competing to earn a spot in the 2019 Pan American Games in Lima, Peru. Aline is drawn against 18 of the best from Pan America in the men's 80 kg category, while Light will compete against 23 others in the men's under 68 kg. The event is also a qualifier for the 2020 Olympic Games in Japan.